Okay, so this was a terrible idea. Too many bins on a 20-foot piece. I did not have enough space for that. So, but it did it. I'm not doing it that way again. We'll do less bins next time.
Don't do that.
Hello and welcome back to Think Build Test. Today we're going to be working on bending our rebar, and we're going to do it while we have our mold casting out so that we can perfectly fit this around. I built a custom bender for this. We'll see how that works out today. See what it needs improvement on. Let's talk about what size we're going to use. So when it comes to rebar, you have basically 3 different options for home construction. You can go with a mesh grid, which is what's currently in this floor. And I think this was just like a hog panel, but now the mesh grid has the rebar style with the little teeth to help lock into the concrete. But you know, those things are kind of expensive right now. I could have went with 1/2 inch, but most of this concrete is going to be in compression mode, as our ground that's holding back is already packed in tight. Then you can choose 2 different sizes of rebar, typically 1/2 inch or 3/8. I'm going to go ahead and go with the 3/8 today because I have lots of bends around my formwork, and I want to be able to keep everything nice and tight and sharp bends. Additionally, when you go to 1/2 inch, that's kind of more for longer run, because as your slab is in tension, the longer the run, the more it pulls on this, and you need a thicker gauge to be able to withstand stretching. If you go ahead and buy these in 20-foot sticks, they're only $1 more than the 10-foot stick. Let's talk about this tool and what I needed it to do for me. I was looking for a tool that would, for one, keep things nice and solid and square. So that's where using a truck receiver hitch comes to mind. I want to be able to take this thing out in the field, take it outside to use it where I got room to use the rebar. I like this flat part here because I'm able to use it from either way and kind of help tell me if my rebar's this way or that way, and if it's kind of held against there and you know the other end's level, then you know you're not bending it down or up. I kind of like this flat plane for reference. I'll do a tight bend so we can see how that looks. You can go far beyond a 90 degree, so that's pretty cool. Let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, so we got all of our rebar bending finished. We beat this little guy up. We put him through 32 pieces of rebar with probably more than 2 bends per rebar. And so I'll show you the damage here that's going on. It held up really nice. Yeah, my little tack jobs, they're all okay. This plate was strong enough for that. All in all, really good. Would I recommend using this? If you have a lot of space outdoors and maybe a second person, then yeah, it worked out great. When we got in a groove using just the 2 bends per bar, it was really easy to just bend it out this way and bend it out that way, going each direction. It's when you had to do a Z bend where you'd have to bend it this way and then back that way that you'd have to have some clearance underneath your truck bumper. I think that's going to be a difficult situation with any rebar bending tool. If we had this on a longer pipe and had it where it could also turn right angle, that would have solved a lot of the problems with us needing to bend it back towards our vehicle. Now that I've got my forms done and I've got my rebar done, those are things I wanted to have done before I finished digging the hole, because the dirt's starting to dry out. So I needed to have, when I do my final cut out of my dirt, I need to go right into putting the rebar in, the form in, and call out the concrete truck a couple of days later. So getting all this stuff prepped is taking some time. I apologize for the delays on stuff. Work's been calling me for overtime and got kids sports and stuff. I appreciate your patience as we're trying to get this project done. We will complete it. I'm definitely ready to have my shop back. It's a complete mess and a disaster with the wood shavings and concrete and dirt everywhere. Thanks for watching. We'd love for you to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video as we progress to getting this shop pit completed. Thanks, YouTube. If you were wondering what the bottom is, this is a crankshaft that I blew out of an 800 Razor, and I mounted it here so that I could rebuild the clutch off of it. So I can just take the clutch and mount it there. But same concept, a 2-inch receiver is able to hold it for you, and then you can take and break this spider nut loose. I love to use 2-inch receivers. You should too. Good for everybody.